might. Get your boots on the ground and fight. The Leon Block. Freedom. Freedom of press. Media. Journalists. Journalism. Words matter. The Leon Block. Unite the classes. All power to the people. The Leon Block. Get in line. Are you looking to advertise your business to a diverse and conscious audience? Are you looking to give back to your community or have your voice heard? We are looking for you. The Leon Block. We want to provide people and small businesses with more traffic while connecting more people from all backgrounds, as well as integrating viewers more into what we do. Community is everything. Will you join us in help building a better life for us all? The Leon Block. The Leon Block Independent Media is a grassroots independent media platform by the people seeking to fill the gaps news deserts have created. Left and socialist leaning, we are pro-black, cover stories of police brutality, human rights, environmental issues, racism, and more in a more in-depth way that mainstream media can't, won't, or doesn't provide. The Leon Block. Our mission is to change the way citizens look at media, to embolden everyone to take part in politics and become an integral and active part of their community, to enrich all of our lives, and to... Hey, good evening, greetings and good vibes, everybody. Welcome back to Vibes, only on the Leon Block. You are tuning into. My name is John Tell. You already know what it is. And tonight, I'm joined by the guest known as Mikey Wiseman, recording artist straight out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. We're going to get into it tonight, talking about some music, talking about whatever we get into. You already know how it is. I like to do impromptu. So let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you for joining us, Mikey.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me, John Tell, man. How you feeling tonight?
Honestly, I can't complain. I'm blessed and I'm breathing. I'm living in my purpose. It is what it is, man.
Absolutely, man. No doubt, man. I appreciate you having me here, man.
Of course. You know, the thing is, our network, a lot of people are so focused on us being anti-police and whatnot, they forget that it's media. So it's about your voice in general. You know what I mean? And one thing we got to support is creativity, especially when it comes to Black people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I want to ask you, just tell me a little bit about yourself real quick. Introduce yourself before I get into like your music.
Well, my name is Mikey Wiseman, M-I-K-E-Y. And I'm from Coatesville, Pennsylvania. I make music really like conscious music. I would say street narrative, street poetry, hood poetry, everything that pertains with the struggle of people with melanin in their skin. I pretty much represent for the people of the world. I make music for the revolution. You know, I've been making music since I want to say like, the first time I actually ever recorded was when I was 17, but I've been writing music my whole life. So I rap, I sing, I write music, I produce, I make beats, everything. It's just some music, man.
Let me ask you this: when was the first? When do you think you like fell in love with music? When was that first moment when you knew that this was your thing?
The earliest memory I can remember is probably when I was 5. I heard DMX. DMX, I first heard him, and I was just like, man, what is this? Like, we could do this? Like, we could say this on. And then it was just ever since then I just was infatuated with music.
You know, I feel you on that. I think for me, I don't think there was a moment I could pinpoint. I just will say like it was just in my blood. You know what I mean? I think as long as like for me personally right now, I really feel fulfilled. Like I'm living in my purpose.
Right.
Really enjoy making music, and from the looks of it, from as many pieces as you have released in the past 2 years alone, it looks like you do too.
Absolutely, man. I make it my main focus at times. Sometimes I gotta pull myself out of that web because I just get so locked in with making the music, and it's like it's I don't know, it just became me, but I love it though.
I fully support people shooting for the stars, as you would say, or like following your dreams, because
Right.
why else? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, we went through a pandemic where
Absolutely.
we watched so many people die. We watched so many people risk so much. Like, and that's why you saw so many people start their own businesses and shit like that. I
Absolutely.
think, why not like take it, like, go film, go get that camera, go
Right.
start that podcast, go start that career. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people really took different direction with that. And I mean, is that what happened for you? Did you just say, to hell with it, I'm just gonna do this?
Well, actually, with me, it's kind of different how it all worked for me because I was incarcerated from the time I was 17 to the time I was 24, and I had wrote a lot of my music in there. So by the time I came home in 2017, I didn't really take it as serious as I did when I was in there. But in 2020, right before the pandemic, is when I just decided, all right, I'm about to start recording this stuff and taking it serious. And then the pandemic happened. And I was like, man, I can't make this up. Like,
Right. So tell me about that really quick. Does your experience within the incarceration system, have play a big part in your music, or like your experiences? And do you feel that that's like something that's important for artists to talk about? Do we need that in our community?
absolutely, because I think a lot of nowadays, a lot of like artists per se, like and people in general, like that's in the urban community, they glorify being incarcerated and being locked up. And, like I don't really think there's anything to glorify because it's a reality for some people. They had to be there for the rest of their life. Like so, with my music, I don't really try to glorify it. I try to tell it as like a cautionary tale. Like
Right.
this is where you can end up if you don't keep track of how you moving. This is where you can end up.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you, bro. I think it's important to tell it like it is. And it's important, like, we're a product of our environment. We're going to talk about where we came from.
Right.
It's important to not, like, I agree with you. It's not we don't want to glorify it, but we want to tell it like it is.
Absolutely.
There's other routes, there's other alternatives. We're
Right.
so much more than just, and I'm not knocking, like, for example, a lot of people end up in prison from like drug dealing. I'm not knocking
Right.
drug dealing, because
Nah, not at all.
in my eyes, it's a businessman.
Right.
At the end of the
Absolutely.
day, it's someone being a businessman. It's just not the way that society wants you to be.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there's so many other ways. Like, for example, you're a music artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, there's so much opportunity in that, and
Absolutely.
there's other ways of, you know what I mean. So I find that very important. I mean, me myself, like, I don't rap. I don't really sing. I do poetry. I do
Like
affirmations.
spoken word and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Affirmations.
I actually been looking for somebody that I can have with my music that
Bro, you
actually
met
knows how to pinpoint that, bro. So
you met
it
your
was just destined for us to link up anyway, bro.
Yo,
Man,
I'm big on that. I am big on that. Like, I'm a very spiritual person. I'm big on like trusting the universe and like things fall into place. So when I met you, and I told Empathy I wanted to get an interview with you. Like, I'd be so busy and I do so much. I was like, oh, the time will come when it's right. You know what I mean? But
right.
my thing is, like, collaborations, I see it the same way. You know what I mean? I let the vibe fall as it may. So like, check my music out. I got hella music too, but it varies. Like, one
Right.
minute you got the meditational shit. The next minute you got a trap beat. The next
Right.
minute I'm big on
Yeah,
Baltimore.
versatility is definitely key and a key and like a great creator. So yeah, you want the right path then for sure. I'm gonna
And
definitely check you out, bro.
I got something that you would dig, and you be like, all right, I know what kind of vibe you want on that tip. I can work with you. Trust me.
Right.
Because I'm looking for somebody like and that's what I wanted to talk about too. I really dig. It's not even just your flow and what you talk about, but it's also the biggest thing for me is your voice.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
you have
Appreciate
this
that, bro.
For real, bro. Like, and when I first heard you perform, it was your stage presence, but you've honed your voice to where you're very reminiscent to me personally, and I'm sure you've probably heard this before of Shine.
Shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first time I got that. I usually get, they say I sound like Biggie. Like, that's what I get a lot.
Well, yeah, you sound like Biggie, but Shine had like okay. So when Shine came out, like I know I'm a couple years older than you, but not that much. Like you might have been like
Right.
2 years, but when Shine first came out, bro, everybody compared him to Biggie. Also, obviously, because he was Diddy's new protege, but also because he had that deep voice.
Right, yeah, the baritone voice, right.
Yes. People tried to compare him, but at the same time, for me, like Shine has like his accent like shines through his deepness too. So he like they're different ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Shine was what, Dominican, and
He's
Biggie's
Barbados. He's from Belize.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he has like you can hear it through his voice, and it's something about your voice is not Biggie to me. It's Shine all the way through.
Oh shoot! I definitely take that as a compliment. Shine he definitely a nice artist. Like he's definitely a nice artist. People sleep on Shine.
Exactly. My point exactly.
Yeah,
And, for me, like I just got into music when it comes to like my angle, but music has always been I've lived and breathed it. But for me, I've always been more of the music critic. Like when I was growing up, I would go home, watch MTV, TRL, and watch 106 in Park. And bro, I would write down all the numbers, like who was number one for the day, who was number 10 for the day. I made sure like I knew all these artists, I knew them in and out. I could tell you about their careers. You know what I mean? What kind of path they should follow with their careers and shit like that.
Right.
But now when I see shit, like I critique all of this. I look at the bigger picture. I look at like quality artists. I look at what their intent is for the world, and then I look at like the bullshit out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's why I'm a big supporter of indie music, and that's what I wanted to really get into with you as well as indie music. Like obviously, I'm a big indie artist. I'm a big indie supporter. It's important to show like small business supporting, you know what I mean? And it's another angle of that. It's the same thing. It's someone making a living for themselves, and we need to support that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because exposure is everything, and one connection and one networking at a time, it really does go a long way. So like I just want to know what your individual thoughts were on indie music and indie artistry, and like maybe what your experiences have been.
Well, as far as independent, me myself, I'm 100% independent, and I think people should be 100% independent too. If they really are serious artists and they want to create their own content and have 100% creative control on what they put out to the world, to children. Because that's the main people that listen to music are children. So I feel as though you should be independent because you should control your narrative of your life. You shouldn't be just looked at as gimmicks and the artist. No, we're a person. So
that shit, bro.
I respect independent. I'm independent. I have my own independent label, Wise Guys Records. Me, myself, Nas, Quill, Spaz, and I respect independent, like because. It may take us longer to get where we're trying to go, but we're gonna get there eventually. We don't have to go against our morals and the code that we live by just to be financially.
And you know what? Like, that's a facade too, because half these motherfuckers that wear all these clothes and chains and have cars, it don't belong to them. They're putting this agenda trying to make us think that we can be that way. Who wants to be that way? First of all, because just because you have a whole bunch of money don't make you happy. You know what I mean? That's not fulfilling yourself. But
money is man-made.
Facts. It's paper. You gotta have purpose and live with purpose. And my thing is like I don't want to be a billionaire, but I want to be able to sustain myself and make enough where my kids and my kids' kids can have something for themselves too.
Right, exactly. You want to build a legacy. Like
a legacy. Exactly.
Right. I'll definitely feel the same way, bro. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I respect any independent artist that's willing to push that independent step and not just looking for a handout from a major company, because that's what it really is. trying
Facts.
to what you call it, like trying to exploit you,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. And like they say, it's selling your soul. And I think when it
Right.
comes to black folk, we done enough of like giving stuff up for free and like giving our souls away. Like we gotta hold what we got. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
you know what? Like Nipsey Hussle is a really good
Right. Yeah.
example of
That's a great example.
right practicing what you
Hmm.
preach, standing on your morals, giving back to your community, showing exemplifying unity. You know what I mean? And putting that in your lyrics as well. Like he was the perfect example of all of that. And if
Right.
there's one person that we can look up to,
We can kind of say him, Master P, Jay Z,
oh yeah,
because they kind of from the beginning they kind of took that step because they must have had some type of knowledge of what was really going on. Like, but
oh yeah,
Nipsey Hussle, he's definitely the epitome of independent, right? As far as like the new generation, like the new yeah man. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, man.
for real, for real. And you know what? That's another thing I want to talk about really quick. Like we could talk about like how you've got with social media and privacy and people getting robbed left and right, um different beefs happening, people uh it's how do I put this? A lot of people look at us like it's a culture, and maybe it has
Right,
become a culture, but it's not everybody's culture. It's not
right,
all black people's culture. You know what I mean? To the
mhm,
point where we've got to separate like regular rap from conscious rap.
right. Absolutely, we have to do that.
That's a problem. It's all rap, and,
It
and
should
to me,
be.
go ahead, bro.
I think drill music and trap music and all that should have its own genre because it's artists out there that never sold drugs, that never been to prison, that don't carry guns, that don't
Facts.
feel as though they have to degrade women. They make great music.
Yep.
Like there's more stuff to talk about than the negativities and the lower side that we always tend to tap into. There's more
Talk
stuff
about
to
it.
talk about in the music.
Talk about it. And I think that's why independent artists and indie music is so important because we have a easier time connect. Yeah, it may not be on a big scale, but we're connecting with people one by one on a smaller basis. I think it's
Right.
more personal and it means
Genuinely.
right, right. Yeah,
Not bots, not robots, not no system where control the algorithms or control none of that. Genuine fans. I'd rather take that. Me
talk about it.
personally.
Um, I wanted to get into a little bit of your music really quick. So for one, tell me about what is your how would you describe your overall sound of your music?
My overall sound and what what do you mean like the overall sound? Do you mean my overall like what was I describe myself as? Like
Yeah, like I mean, for me, I would say my music because my name is Circumstantial Saint, so it talks about
okay,
like dealing with the light and the dark. So
right,
my music sounds really dark, but it always has that light in it. It's like a
right,
mystical, airy. You know what I
right.
mean? I'll have like a downtone lo-fi club beat.
Hmm.
Um, that's like me. Like I have a dark
Right,
mystical sound to my shit.
right.
And when you uh I've listened to your one mixtape, uh, All That I Dreamed of too.
Oh yeah,
That album has a really like classic type of sound to it for me.
right.
But I got into the other shit. So like overall, how would you describe your shit?
Mm, I would describe it as like every time I'm trying to I like to make projects. Like I'd like to make albums, EP, like stuff with a body of work that somebody
Same,
can listen to. Like I don't want to just release one song.
bro. I'm the same way.
Right, bro. That's how you know that you a true artist, bro.
Yeah,
So, but I would describe myself as like it's kind of like what you said. Trying to balance that light and dark side, but at the same time, I'm asking questions that people are thinking about, but they're not asking, or they may not have thought about it at all. I'm just asking a question. I'm
nice,
just
nice.
putting my perspective on life, Like, and the things I've seen, the things that come to my brain, and I just be like, oh, what if this, like, the conspiracies of life. Like, I just try to just ravel it all in the midst of being a rapper and, talking maybe, bravado stuff like, bragging and stuff that the rappers do. But
Yeah.
in the end, there's a message inside it if you really listen to my music.
You know what? I think that that's really important. I think that a lot of times these days we're missing that. We're missing that in our
Right.
music now. And for me, I mean, maybe it's just because I grew up in the '90s, but for me, I
Right.
miss that kind of shit in our music. We always had something to gain, so something to get out of when it came to our music. We was always learning something, and for me, that's what my music at the core. I had you got to learn something when you're my shit's deep. So my shit, you get riddles, you get layers on layers on layers. You got to listen to my stuff a few times, and
Right.
you might listen to my song 5 times in a row before something
Right. Before it really resonates with you. And when it does, it does. Like, you was like, yeah, you
you be
gotta
like, "Whoa,
really tap
shit."
into it. Like, you can't just listen to it like you couldn't play it on the radio and expect people just to get it right away. Like, it's the type of stuff that you have to decipher. Like, I feel you because that's exactly how I make my music too.
I think that's important. I think in a time and era when there's so much shit going on, everybody's dealing with so much fucking shit,
Right.
and no one wants to. We all got short attention spans. People aren't really as keen on wanting to learn too much or deal with somebody else's business. Um, to get at least that little bit of artistry from somebody else, if you could deal with that, as long as it changes your day for better or for worse, you learned a lesson. I'm cool with it.
Right. Absolutely, bro. And it's all about like what I want to say. People don't even really understand themselves. So the music they're making, they're really trying to build a persona of who they want to be. Like, so like it's a lot of these artists is the same way. Like, they're a persona. Like,
So tell me, bro, what's one of your personal favorites?
of myself, like my own songs.
Yeah.
What you want, like a top five or top three? Like, I got a lot of music, bro.
Give me a top five.
Okay, top five. I would say my first one would probably be Pauline's Ballad because that's about my grandma. She had passed away 2020. You know,
My condolences, bro.
appreciate you, bro. And then my second one will probably be Sweet and Sour Sauce. It's me featuring my cousin Nazar Quill. He's also an artist that's independent. Got a lot of music out. Dope artist. So Pauline's Ballad, Sweet and Sour Sauce 2. I would say The Pressure. A song called The Pressure. And then man, I got a lot of music, bro. It's hard.
So, uh, the joint with Nas I killed. You got that on Spotify?
His name's Nazar Quill.
I will. My bad,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, you cool, bro. Yeah, it's on Spotify, bro. Yeah. It's called
Now,
Sweet and Sour Sauce.
I'm big on making sure you correct people
No
because
doubt, bro.
people know until they know. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Absolutely, bro. Respect. But yeah, it's called Sweet and Sour Sauce featuring Nas Quill. We had actually had three of them all together.
Oh yeah.
This
I
the
got it.
second one right here.
Oh, this is like second version. Oh, part two.
Yeah.
Got you. All right,
Mhm.
so I'll play the first one first.
Yeah, the first one, you gonna like the first one, bro. It's like Nas Quill, he's like we call it Sweet and Sour Sauce. I'm gonna tell you why you call it that actually before you play it.
Yeah.
We call it Sweet and Sour Sauce because his verse is like he's being sweet. He's talking about his routine in life. He's waking up, he's eating breakfast. You know, he's having females around, having conversations with them. He talks about the type of things that he loves. He's giving it the sweet things of his life. Then the sour part is I'm talking about the sour part of life, like the sour part, the stuff that'll make you depressed, the stuff that'll make you just be like, what is even the purpose of anything? So it's like a mix. So we call it sweet and sour sauce, like the sweet and the sour.
Oh, I dig it. I dig it.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. So listen up, tune in. It's Mikey Wiseman featuring Nas Quill. This is Sweet and Sour Sauce.
Fail, you sucker niggas all will go squill. Spaceships, different automobiles. I'm an artist
Oh,
for
this is
real.
the second one,
Order
bro.
for real. She walk with my heart on her heels. I see through the darkness for real. Fuck you thought, bitch. My name is Quill. I keep it brief.
Yeah, it is. My bad. Hold on 1 second.
That's cool. That one's good too, though.
Here we go.
Wise guys record.
It's a classic. This was definitely one of my personal favorites.
Wise fellas. Nas Quill. Quill Hefe, I'm just worried about the next day. Take a trip to Brooklyn just to go see the Nets play. Smoke Cali Bud on the best days. Connected out of town with the essays. Weed, pistols, and SKs. Make the best plays. I need a lofty, nice place. Type great. Somewhere I can slice steak. Make bread safe and make the bread break. And make the bed break. Take the what, leave the what. Ganja reduce my headaches. At first watch, get my usual. 2 eggs, chocolate pancakes. A splash of ginger for my morning. While I meditate, I make music naturally. Grind like I work in the factory. Why you mad at me? Got the juice like a pack of batteries. Adding funds to my salary. Calculating casualties. Baby, align your chakras to this. She bend it over. I give that kitty a kiss. Give you a rush. Dressing plush in your Vicky thongs and shit. While you flashing your tits. I like when that Cuda grip fit tight. Slow rush, no rush. Get you right to this. Baby shorty know she like this shit.
Get it. Look. Welcome to the darker side. The murder rate is on the rise. My enterprise will terrorize whoever disrespect the guys. A pinch of the truth. Cause they loot the lies. My foolish pride won't let me flip a burger. I need mergers with a million minds. The government concealing the truth. Familiar, serving a million lies. I feel the vibe. I need a million miles away from everything just to clear my mind. I can feel her hurt, hear her heart as I feel her thighs. How could we never see what's in their faces? I guess love is blind. I can hear the winds of the earth. It's the end of times. I can smell the lie on your breath. Still you let it fly. Hypnotized, lost in the matrix, escaping, wasting time. Free my brother. Sooner or later you'll see the other side. Set aside all of my feelings and put them in the scribe. We need a tribe like Hannibal, militant, tactical. All for us, all for what? If you let us die, let us pray, let us cry. Shower in the enemy's blood. I'm demonized. Niggas sitting penalized for marijuana when it's legalized. If it's war, then it's forever. Never neutralize or analyze. All of you niggas, time to break them down. Mikey Wiseman. Yeah, that's one of my personal favorites right there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nah, like the lyrical content of both of y'all verses was dope. The beat was dope. The sound was dope. Like I really dig that.
Appreciate that, bro.
I get what you're saying about the sweet, the sour, but y'all both took it home with really like, yeah, that shit was dope. That shit was dope. I really appreciate that.
Another song, I don't want to forget this because this is another important song. This is one of the songs I performed at the performance. It's called I Remember. And it's pretty much me reminiscing about my childhood. Like before I became like in the streets, I just remember. It's like remembering the 90s nostalgia. It's called I Remember. Yeah.
You got that on SoundCloud or Spotify?
It's on both. It's called I Remember. It's called EYE. Remember. Gotcha. It's a picture of me like as a child.
Got you. All right, let's hear it.
Mikey Wiseman.
Wise guys record. Good poetry.
So, look, before I was a thug strap. I remember Rugrats, Wild Thornberries, Keenan and Kel was all that. Used to go to Knicks to get chips. They was a corner then. Candy from Days, corner days used to be longer then. Wasn't smoking exotic, Reggie used to be stronger then. I remember vividly what these streets did to me. Way before the bangers, it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rocket Power. We would play the porch, was outside for hours. I remember third grade, Osama bombed the towers. Wet dreams, cold showers, seeds, sunflowers. Now it starts in gunpowder. Wars we encountered when the mongoose caught up in this time loop. Time to let my mind loose. Do you remember snow fights and shooting dice in the winter? Was jumping like a trampoline before I ever had a fiend and sold a rock. It was free lunches in the paper box. I was Huey, Ryder was Riley. We was the Boondocks. I often tend to reminisce when I'm lit off the moon rock. Never capping, it was cat guns that we tote blocks. Doorbell Dixie, but if I not, I'ma throw a shot. I might throw a block. Party to it, feel like 96. I was 3, eating tricks, hot chocolate, marshmallows in the Swiss. Miss with the lies, all I speak is truth. Look me in my eyes, I remember you. Girls giving wellies at the party, and I had a few. Send the parties on the 9 o'clock curfew. Sunday morning church shoes, Happy Meals and Pikachu, Pokemon. If you like me, circle yes or no. On the note, reply. After school, meet me at the Y. We can chill and vibe. Now we like the mob. I'm the Don. You should pledge allegiance. Watching Cousin Skeeter. Rock was modern life. Or it's 2 Angry Beavers. For the Aqua feature, I was cussing out the teacher. Flirting with Felicia. Trying not to crease my sneakers. Now you dumping through your speakers. Wow. Yeah, that's more like a personal type of song right there, man.
That's personal for everybody, bro.
Right.
Like, for me,
Yeah.
like, because for me, I grew up in Coastville, so I could picture. I don't know
Okay.
but I
So
could
you
picture.
you could picture it, right? Okay.
You talked about 30 days, bro. Like, come on, yeah.
Right.
For
Right.
me,
Real
there's a lot of memories in there because I'm a 90s kid. So I watched all them shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that definitely resonates with me. And for a lot of people, a lot of millennials growing up right now, that's something that like sits with a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, no, I really dig that, and it's
Yeah, that's
important.
exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to just touch on that, like, cause I don't want that feeling to die. We getting older, but I don't want that feeling to die. Like we was once kids. Like now, we in a different era now. Like,
Right. You know, for me, I think that's part of what drives me to write and release music is someday, you know, even when I'm gone, like it's here, it's an imprint I left on this earth, and someone else can like pick it up and listen and do something with their life because of it. You know, it's leaving a mark on this world for years to come that I think is something to be said about creators like ourselves. You know,
absolutely.
so I see you, bro. I see you inspiring. I see you doing. It's important that we follow our dreams and follow our intuition. Do what people say is impossible. And when people be like, you know, go do this or do that, you need to stay focused on this or that. Nah, if I feel in my gut I need to do this, and it's gonna help do something for somebody else, like by all means, I feel like one should do that.
Right. Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. We're gonna get ready to get out of here, but I definitely want you to let everybody know about your music, where they can find you,
Okay.
all that good stuff.
Okay. So you can find me on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. These are iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, whatever stream service you listen to music, you can catch them. Mikey Wiseman there. That's in all capital letters. MikeyWiseman. And also, I have an album coming out January 13th called Remedy Is Time. It's dedicated to my brother. He's incarcerated right now. Dedicated to him. So free him. His name is Ryder. And Nas Quill, my artist, my cousin, he has an album coming out Christmas Eve. It's called Quill Hefe 1995. You guys can go check that out. This will be available on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, the Wise Guys Records. Look out for us, man. More music on the way, more to come. Check out more music from me and John Tell too. We definitely about to do stuff,
right.
man. We about to get things done. We about to take over the media. We about to take over the music, everything. Wise Guys Records, Leon Block. We doing things.
That's right. That's right. Yo, also, let Nas Quill know, like, he come on the show and let everybody know about the new album coming out. Yeah,
Sure.
I mean,
He'll
same
definitely be here.
Yeah. Really appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Thank you for representing Coatesville as well. It's important for me
Most
specifically
definitely.
because that's where I was born and raised. That's my family.
Right.
My family's still there. And I do anything I can to uplift anybody that's trying to make it for themselves, especially out of a small town like Coatesville.
Right.
And right now, you speak into the nation right now. There's people all over the country that are plugged into this platform. So you definitely
shout
have
out to everybody, man. Love everywhere, man. Check me out on all platforms, man. No doubt, man.
Yes. All right,
Appreciate
bro.
this opportunity, brother.
Bro, anytime. This is for the people, by the people. So anytime you got something you need to say and you want to make a public announcement, that's what I'm here for, man. For real,
bro. No
now,
doubt.
everybody, make sure you can go follow Mikey Wiseman on Instagram. That's Mikey_Wiseman93 on Instagram. And again, he's on all streaming platforms, including Spotify. There's a link in the comments via YouTube and Facebook if you're watching there. He's got a SoundCloud, so I'm sure there's a lot of exclusive stuff on there you probably won't get other places. And also, are you aware of Bandcamp, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Bandcamp. Yeah, I'm on there. I'm under the same name on there. Yep.
You too, bro.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna definitely check your music out too, man.
Bet.
What did you say your artist name was?
Circumstantial Saint.
Okay, bet. I got you, bro.
I got 8 albums on Bandcamp, but and a bunch of different other like EPs, singles, and exclusive shit. But on all streaming platforms, I got 4 albums and like tons of fucking singles. I'm trying to like just give people a little break, but I got hella shit that I'm like ready to put out already. So once the new year drops, like I'm ready to drop a remix album, another single album.
No doubt, bro. Get that shit going.
Yeah, you already know.
No doubt, bro. There's definitely a lot more music on the way for me. I'm dropping music I'm dropping music all summer. I'm dropping in May. I'm dropping the album in May. Dropping the album in July or June. I'm dropping the album in August. Just ain't no stopping, man. So I keep going.
Get it. All right, my brother. We're gonna get out of here. Any last words for the people you want to shout out?
Just check me out, man. Give your honest opinion. I'm open to any ideas you guys want me to write about, anything. I'm an open artist, man.
You already know. All right.
God bless and God bless him, man. Stay solid.
You already know, y'all. Y'all heard it first from Mikey Wiseman, straight out of Coatesville, PA. Go check his music out and make sure you all meditate on your path, celebrate your being, liberate your spirit, and educate yourself. It's been real. Have a good one, everyone.
I